Trout. Don't have it very often, do we? Have you seen the size of these fillets? Aren't they amazing? These are fresh chalk stream trout. I mean, they're huge. Look at it. Beautiful, beautiful flesh as well. Not too fatty. It just looks really like that fish has enjoyed the river. You know, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So I thought what I'd do is make like warm trout and a warm salad, kind of heralding the end of summer. I'm using some stuff from our garden and some stuff that we bought and just mixing it all together and making it lovely. All right.
Sounds lovely.
Does that sound okay? Now, these trout, I'm just going to simply, I've got a bit of pesto which was hanging around, and I've got some of this Hill Farm, this is an English rapeseed oil. Excuse the dog. Oh, there's another dog out next door, she's just having a ball. So I'm just going to let this pesto down a bit and just put a little bit over the top. I'm not going to put too much on because I don't really want it to overdo on the flavour. Just enough, just to skim the top of it. Get a little bit extra. I'll just put that there. I do another dish which is lovely with pesto, and I do it with salmon. You can do it with trout, and that's I mix pesto with cream cheese and parmesan until it's all sort of kind of stodgy, and pack it on top and then bake it. That's really nice. It gives it sort of a crust. But we're not going to do that today. This is just enough to sort of hint, a little bit of fragrance. So, a bit of salt and pepper. And I'm just going to bung these in the oven about 200 degrees until they're cooked. Just cooked. So probably 10 minutes max, but I'll let you know when I come back. We're at the end of our runner beans at the moment, but there's still some little ones coming through, so they're not all sort of tough and stringy. So I'm just going to slice these up thinly. There. And that last bit I'm going to eat. I love them. I love the taste of a runner bean when it's raw. It's lovely. And I'm not going to overcook these vegetables. This is really just like a warm salad, so just enough heat to bring out the flavour. But actually, they're kind of fairly raw, these vegetables. It's one of our courgettes. We've got a load more coming, but that's the only one I can find today. I had to hunt for the courgette out there. A little bit of that. Now, fennel goes so beautifully with fish. I'm only just going to use a little bit, again, not too much. Just enough, just to thinly slice it. So again, it's going to add a little bit more crunch and texture to the salad. It looks lovely, doesn't it? This is quite healthy. Nice and fresh and healthy. You're going to like this, aren't you, Mr. Hackett?
Indeed. Could do with some healthy stuff after.
Most recently, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. We've had quite a lot of very rich food, haven't we? Now we've got all these beautiful tomatoes. These come from the Isle of Wight. And we've been buying them all summer. And we sort of get a 3 kilogram box of these heritage tomatoes. Again, beautiful British produce. So I thought I'm just going to put a few of these in to add some colour. So we'll do lots of different colours. We've got these lovely little plummy ones, there's green. And we've got a cherry, I might do another yellow one. When the tomatoes just start to feel a little bit soft like that, do not throw them away. What I do is I just pop them into a baking tin, cover them in oil, a bit of fresh oregano, a little bit of garlic, and I roast them, okay? Very slowly. So I say roast, but actually it's just sort of slow and low cooking. And it just caramelises all those lovely sugars in them. It's really, really scrumptious. So don't ever throw them away, unless they've got like rank mould all over them. Otherwise, just keep them, okay? And just do those ones. Maybe we need another red one. Another red and another yellow, I think, so that's plenty of those, right? And then what I've also got are these nasturtium leaves, so I'm just going to put them through right at the end and let them just warm through and release their flavour. They're really peppery, so I'm going to have all these pretty flowers because I grow the nasturtium especially for salads during the summer and to decorate things. But the leaves are delicious, they're really peppery, and there's a little bit of and mint, some fresh mint and some parsley. Okay, so that's all going to go in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish doing a few more bits and bobs. You come back and they're going to be in there and they're going to be just starting to cook. I can never get enough tomatoes, so I've also picked out one of these lovely long ones, and then I spied this one as well, so I'm going to put this one in as well. Okay, so we've got lots of different shapes going on in this salad. Okay. I'm going to plonk the salmon on top of it, and it's just like sunshine on a plate, isn't it, all this? Gorgeous. Right, I've heated up in this pan some olive oil, and I'm going to pop in to that the beans, the courgette and the fennel just to start with. Just warm those through. I'm going to grab some, let's grab some mint as well. Mint and runner beans and vegetables just so beautifully. People don't always think about putting mint with tomatoes and in a salad, but it's just lovely. And what's really nice is you'll just come across a mint leaf every so often, and it's just like another mouthful has a different flavour in it. Every mouthful should sort of taste slightly different. I love this. I love this sort of food, John. Just love it, and just know that as you're eating it, it's doing you so much good, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think? Turn that down.
It looks, smells,
everything just smells fresh and lovely,
and healthy, and
yeah, it's really good. Just I'm going to lose my pan then for a minute. Okay, so just a gentle heat. I've turned that down a bit. I don't want it to get too hot. It's not frying. It's just warming. Just warming through. Some mint. Some parsley. Very ferocious today, that. Parsley in there. Right, so let's just chop that up. Not finely, we're going to have it's big leaves, okay? So this is kind of almost like a salad leaf. It's not finely chopped as a garnish. It's just chunks of stuff in there. All right. See, that on its own, maybe with some peas or boiled beans in there, would be really lovely, wouldn't it? But no, I'm adding my tomatoes. So I'm just going to put those in. Those little babies. And then through. And then little cherries, different colours. Okay, stir those around. Nice. Okay, so a little bit of pepper going in. And some salt. That really brings out the flavour of the tomatoes, the salt. So don't be don't overdo it, but just a little extra sprinkle. Won't do it any harm. Put those in. Now, I've got here, this is fig leaf vinegar, wine vinegar, it's lovely. Slightly sweet, not kind of balsamic, but it's just got a sweetness to it. So a little bit of that goes over. If you don't have this, then by all means use some sherry vinegar or balsamic vinegar. Whatever you fancy, it's just enough again just to bring out the flavour. So basically I've made a dressing with the olive oil and the vinegar. Just add a little bit more of the olive oil just over the top. Like that. Okay. And finally, put these herbs in. Well, not quite finally, I've got one more little thing to pop in. So that's the parsley and the mint just being stirred around. And then I'm just going to float these in. Okay, my little nasturtium leaves. Okay, right, going to go and check on the salmon, and then I'm done. Can you come back? Go away. Come back. It took about 15 minutes, these fillets in the end. I cooked them sort of slightly high, 12, 15 minutes, something like that. Now, when you do it on the paper like this, can you see? If you just take the fish slice underneath, you leave the skin on the bottom, so you don't have the skin to fiddle with when you're eating it. Just like that. Who'd have thought trout could look so delicious and so meaty? You know, everyone always buys, Alexa, enough. She's very noisy. Everyone always buys salmon, don't they? Let's just go and buy salmon. Why buy salmon when you can have this? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll just pour that little bit of extra juice over the top. I don't want to waste any flavour. There's olive oil in there. And finally, to make it look really pretty, put something like this on. Just some little nasturtiums. There we go. There we are. Pretty, so pretty. Oh yeah, So it's like a lovely late summer, fresh chalk stream trout, British trout, with some wonderful ingredients, sort of salady ingredients, a warm salad from the garden. Perfect for this time of year. I just think it's so lovely, John. Do you think it looks pretty?
It looks very pretty.
I'm really pleased with that. It looks gorgeous. So, yeah, gonna dig in now. That's what I do. Gotta taste it. Oh, flavour. It's so clean. That flavour is so clean. It's beautiful. You can really taste the fish. Even though I put that little bit of pesto on, you don't have to put the pesto on. You can leave it off if you want to entirely. But just that. Oh, it's so clean tasting. It's absolutely wonderful. Wow. And that's that beautiful salad and the fennel and the beans. Scrumptious. Perfect. That is such a lovely dish and so healthy. Wonderful.